Hola, woke magic makers and gente. Welcome to the Woke Magic podcast. If you are listening to this podcast, thank you for tuning in. If you are seeing and watching this podcast via our YouTube, Woke Magic YouTube, thank you for tuning in as well. I'm Brandi Amara Skyy. I'm the head witch in charge of Woke Magic. And today we are going to talk a little bit about Mercury Retrograde. There's a whole pop culture narrative about what Mercury Retrograde is, what we can blame for. We know that diatribe. We know what the collective consciousness says. What we don't necessarily know are the nuances of what that Mercury retrograde means for each of us. We know what happens on a collective. We know that our computers break down. We need to double check our cross our T's and dot our I's. We know that we need to double check everything. It's not a good time for contracts. But what we don't know is that for some of us, I would venture to say maybe a little less than half, for those of us who are born under a Mercury retrograde, like I am, this actually can be a very peaceful, and I use that a little bit, it's not the right word, but it can be a lot more calm than the firestorm of what people who are born under Mercury direct can be. And so it's from that spirit of being born under Mercury retrograde that I want to share a few tips and tricks on how to really harness Mercury retrograde to the best of your ability, because there's always light and shade, there's always dark and shadows to each and every planet. And part of this time of Mercury retrograde is really for us to plant ourselves in all the words, so R-E words, like remember, reflect, relief, all those words that kind of recheck, all these words that begin with R-E, this is really a great time to center ourselves and really look at and see what is working, what is not working, how we can really realign our life in the direction of what matters. And part of this energy that I want to call in too, and I want to share with you today, is that Mercury's card in the tarot is the Magician. And so I have two of my favorite magician cards here. So this is from the Santa Muerte tarot deck, and then this is the original Rider-Waite illustration. And the beautiful thing about the Magician is that it's both and, right? It's both the real magic, but it's also the smoke and mirrors of the magic. It's the smoke and mirrors of what Mercury retrograde is, right? It's like all the things breaking down, traffic lights, computers, it's all of that ruckus, right? It's that smoke and mirrors of the illusion that all of these tools are things that we can rely on and depend on, right? Like they're unbreakable. But also in that sharing of what the smoke and mirrors is, what we are left with is the beauty that we have all the tools always that we ever need. Like our tools are basics. In the Magician cards, there's the cups, there's the wands, there's the swords, there's the pentacles. So we already house, once we strip away the smoke and mirrors of all of this technology and all these modern day things where we're like, we need to have this to survive. If we strip all that down to our bare essentials and we remember what our actual tools are: air, breath, choice, personal agency, old school analog pen and paper, water, cups, a vessel to hold our food. we realize that the smoke and mirrors, the materialism, this world that Mercury is to, we just got blessed with some squirrel medicine. They're running on my roof. We are blessed with a return to our core, a return to our core materials. And that's what Mercury is asking us to do, especially when Mercury is in retrograde. It's to take a step back from the smoke and mirrors, to remove all of these things that we have maybe perhaps grasped on a little too tightly and clung to as being all our answers, and reroute, there's the reroute ourselves back into what is essential, what is core, what is it that we really, really need? Why am I doing this? It's this opportunity to return to and remember, meaning calling in all of ourselves. And by that, I mean our medicine self, a return to everyday magic, our leader self, our human, our light body, our soul, our nature, all of ourselves coming back together and venturing forward in what is the magic that I want to bring forward? What could I use this space of reflection to really call into my life? And I also created, because there is so much narrative about, how to survive, how to, do this and do that. And, really this word survive in Mercury retrograde is just, in my opinion, like, it's not necessarily fake news, but it's a fear based. It's like a anxiety. It's a shock to the nervous system. Like, oh shit, like I need to be doing something, and that's not true. Mercury is not asking us to do anything. What it is asking us is to pay attention, to be aware, to really see what is in front of us without the smoke and mirrors, and to de-domesticate ourselves and deprogram from all of these material things that we think that we need in order to survive. Do they make our lives easier? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do they connect us in ways that we've never been connected to before? Abso-fucking-lutely. Are they a necessity? Are they as necessary as breath? No, I don't think so. And that's what Mercury is asking us to return to. So, my beautiful friends, I created a blog post under Woke Magic. I'm really excited about it. And it gives artists, healers, performers, medicine folk, spiritual entrepreneurs, it gives us the actual praxis work. So like I can tell you this and I can share this with you till I am all the colors of the rainbow. But until you take this information and put it into praxis in your daily life, it just sits there in the ether. And unfortunately, I'm not that magical yet where I can like throw the osmosis on you and just be like Star Trek, Star Wars kind of Jedi mind trick thing. I'm not a Jedi yet. But this post really is what I found in the many different avatars of myself as a performer and a writer, and now as a spiritual medicine person, what this area of this time and the space of Mercury retrograde, how I can harness the energy to really create a better life for myself and a world for others. And so if you go to wokemagic.com/Mercury retrograde tips, you will find a list, and it's broken down into performers, into artists, into spiritual entrepreneurs, and then also to healers and readers and other medicine folk. And I suggest just picking one. Pick one off the list and let that be a guide, a question, something that you move forward in your life with this whole duration of Mercury retrograde. And I promise, even just this one subtle shift will create ripples throughout your whole entire life. I hope that something in this podcast, in this vlog, has served you in multi-dimensional ways. I am so excited about this galaxy that is being wanted, that's wanting to be created through me. I'm so excited to share it with you. And I'm also excited to announce that I will be coming to you weekly, and not on a specific day, but based on the phases of the lunar cycle. And so I will be back in your ears, your eyes, your soul, your spirit next week. I will drop the date below because I don't remember off the top of my head. And if you have found this helpful, please, if you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe to our new Woke Magic channel. I'm going to be dropping so much love and content and medicine and magic and spell work and just overall high vibe shit on this page. I'm ready for it. I need it. And I know that there are others out there that need it. If you are listening to this in your ears, please you can follow the podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud. And I am so looking forward to spreading the joy and magic with each and every one of you. Let's build our best lives and our most magical selves together. I'll see you next time.